Charlie's Garden, Charlie's Garden. Welcome to Charlie's Garden, it's Charlie's Garden, Charlie's Garden. Welcome to Charlie's Garden. Yeah! Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Charlie's Garden. I am Charlie. I'm out here in the garden this morning. I have a little bit of time before it's time to go to work, but I want to get a few things done. So what we're going to do, what we're talking about today is mostly protection because, as you all know, the weather is a-changing. It's kind of cold outside right now. And some of our plants right now, even though they are cold hardy, some of them aren't as frost hardy, and some of them are going to be in the garden for quite a while. So we want to protect them as much as we can from some frost and whatnot. So right now, excuse me, most of our plants are covered with insect netting of some sort, or one sort or another. And oh, I did not zip that down again. Oh well. And what I want to do is get them protected from potential frost and everything. But right now I'm going to leave the insect netting on. It's not quite cold enough, in my opinion, to switch over to the heavier protection. But what we can do is put down a little straw. Yeah. So this is easy straw that I'm using. I don't particularly like this one. I would like to try a different straw, but I have a big bag of it, so I'm going to use this until it's gone. Share it around with my daughter and my cousin. Hi Jackie, hi Melanie. And we're going to protect what we have. So this bed right here, I'm going to cover up our garlic. I have a few onion seedlings that I kind of put to the side, and I really didn't come back to put them in the ground, but they are doing fine on their own. So I don't think I'm going to mess too much with them, but I'm going to pull the rest of these turnip greens out of here. Yeah, I'm going to pull the rest of these turnip greens out of here, and I'm going to put some onions in this bed. And I might try and put, I'm bouncing back and forth between ordering some onion starts or trying with seeds. I think it's going to be a little too late to get seeds in, but so I think I'm going to order a few onion starts to fill out this bed completely with onions. So I'm going to start with cleaning out this bed, pulling these these turnip greens out of here, and these greens will get frozen. I also need to pull some of this parsley, which is growing wonderfully. I have never had parsley grow like this before. I've also never put it in a raised bed before. But this parsley right here, I'm going to cut back some of this, and I'm going to dehydrate it and jar it up. So I'll have some parsley. And what else? Oh, that basil that's still holding on. Yes, I know it's flower. Then people are like, you don't eat it after it's flower. Yeah, I do. It tastes fine to me. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that basil out of there. And I have a little more basil elsewhere, some Thai basil I'm going to take care of. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. So this morning, let's do the quick pull and see how much time we have left before it's time to go to the workplace. Yeah. I'll be right back after I pull all of the stuff from this bed. Okay, so I've gotten a few of the turnips pulled. I want to pull some more. There's some that are kind of tiny in here, so I don't want to pull those quite yet. But I do have some. This one with some nice size turnips on them. I'm going to pull these ones, and the few that I don't pull, they're okay. They'll keep growing, and I still have enough room for my onions, the few onions that I do have. So these are purple top turnips.
wicked fabulous. Oh, that's a really big one right there. Nice size. Nice size turnips. And some of you may not grow turnips or you don't like them because they have a bite to them. But if you want an idea of how to try some turnips that are really good, and let me tell you that the fresh grown ones are so much better than those ones you get out of the grocery store. So what I do is I will take some, if you wanted to turnips by themselves, oh, well, not by themselves, I will eat them by themselves. I like them by themselves. But look at this harvest, you guys. Nice harvest. Nice harvest. But what you can do is you can cut them up and saute them in some butter with some sweet potatoes. It is lovely. It's a great dish to try, especially a good Thanksgiving dish. But yeah, or of course you can cut them up into turnip greens and eat them that way. Or you can do a turnip sweet potato mash. Turnip and white sweet potato mash. That's also very good. There are different recipes, different ways you can prepare your turnips. Of course, you can check the internet and find plenty of recipes, different ways to eat turnip greens, and they're very good for you. So you can also use them as cut and come again. I am not doing that only because, again, one, because I want this bed for use right now, and two, because I planted a whole nother bed of turnips over there. Half that bed is turnips, and the other one is 7 tops, which are basically turnip greens without the bulb on the end. So I have plenty over here. This entire bed over here is nothing but turnip greens and a few volunteer onions that are still there. But yeah, so I'm almost finished at least cleaning out half of this bed, and then I'll go ahead, put the onions that I have in here, and then I'm going to cover this bed and the garlic. Okay, I'm back. I am back. I wound up having to put a few more holes in because there's a little more than 20 onions, but the onions are in. You'll see that that white powder that's on the ground, that is bone meal that I've sprinkled in the holes, which I didn't do for the first 2 that I planted, but they'll be okay. And I put down some liquid soluble fertilizer and some granular fertilizer as well. So those have been put in the ground. These are ready, and I'm going to cover this up with my little easy straw. So I'm just basically going to make sure that for the onions, I don't want a heavy covering. I'm just going to cover these up. And I know you guys might be wondering why I didn't want to use this straw again. And it's not that there's anything wrong with the straw. It's just such a big bag of straw. And I don't really use that much of the straw to cover my garden. My garden is not huge. So this is a lot of straw. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover up this bed. I'm going to also do the same thing with my other bedtime allowing, because again, I have to go to work. And I'm not trying to do a lot this morning because I'm not trying to get sweaty or anything out here. But getting this down, something I've been putting off. So, and which is why some of my onions look to be in as bad a shape as they are. But prayerfully, they'll grow just fine. But yeah, so to cover your go ahead and cover your fall garden. Cover the beds in some straw, especially if you're planting like alliums or things that are going to be in ground during the winter time. And the good thing is, especially with the onions and like carrots and stuff like that, if you cover those, once they make it through, well, I'm gonna say once they make it through, once they start growing, you can actually pull what you need and leave the rest in the ground and come back and use them when you need them. So the garlic, of course, is going to be here for a while. Garlic takes a good long time. These won't be ready till around June-ish, so I'm not too concerned about that. And they will definitely push their way through this straw. So, not a lot of work. Takes just a little time. So this bed is pretty much covered. I am going to cover that little corner over there and these couple of squares right here. Now I still have these green beans in the ground, and y'all saying, Charlene, why you still got green beans in the ground? Well, I have green beans in the ground because they're still tiny. They're still teeny tiny. I want to give them a chance to grow. So until I hear that there's going to be a real definite frost, I'm going to leave them. But I am going to go ahead and put some straw down in here. In the these are kohlrabi. I haven't started getting a bulb or anything in here yet, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and put some bone meal and some fertilizer in here as well. And I'm going to do the same thing with my mustard greens, my what's over there, chard, my cabbages, my broccoli, my broccoli, cabbages, Brussels sprouts. I'm going to do the same thing in all these beds. I'm going to cover them all just like this. And I don't know if I'm going to get anything else in the ground. If I manage to get any more onion starts, then I'll go ahead once I pull these green beans and put the onion starts in. So, and that'll be good because then I'll have waves of onions instead of just having them all at one time. So, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Short video, just getting things done that need to be done. As I said before, winter gardens don't require, or fall winter gardens don't require a lot of work. And everything moves at a snail's pace. But that's okay, because then I enjoy my snail pace of food that I get at snails. It's the pace. But what I have, let me show you guys, because you know I love my green stalks. I do want to give you guys an update on my green stalks real quick. So, look at here. Look at those collards. They are beautiful, guys. I want a spinner. I'm waiting for the November sale to come up, and prayerfully I'll be able to get a spinner for this green stalk, and for my other green stalk over there. We'll go look at it. But this one right here is doing good. We had a lot of rain, so I haven't watered it this week, and I probably won't water it until Thursday if we don't get more rain. But look at my greens. I uncovered it. I did get a few bites taken out here and there, but otherwise it was good. I did harvest a little bit of my komatsuma. You can see here I pulled some leaves yesterday. I pulled some leaves off of that one as well for my ramen, because I like komatsuma in my ramen. But yeah, the green stalk is doing a lovely job with my greens right here. And over here in this green stalk is my kale. And I'm trying to let those get a little bit bigger before I start to harvest my kale. But again, it doesn't show that it needs to be watered or anything like that. And these green stalks, well, the way I meant the soil, it does, the soil retains a lot of moisture, and you don't want to overwater because then things will start to rot. And that's true anywhere you grow things, but more so in the green stalks because of the type of soil that's in it. And my endives, I'm dying to try them. I'm going to pull this leaf off because it looks a little ratchet. But I'm dying to try them. But I don't want to pull them yet. But my endives are looking good. My spring onions up here, they're looking good as well. So everything is looking good in this bed right in these two green stalks. And my strawberry green stalk across the way over there is doing good as well. But yeah, I'm loving my green stalks. My husband is afraid I'm gonna get addicted to them because, yeah, I did tell him that I wasn't going to get any more. I wasn't going to get any more after 2. But I like it so much. I do want at least 2 more short ones to go here, like the 3-tier to go over there. So I do want that. And that's basically for aesthetics because I like them, you know. Truth be told, I don't have anything to even put in another green stalk. And when I say I don't have another thing to put in them, it's because I planned out my garden pretty early. I'm trying to get my phone to stand up here by itself so I don't have to hold it. But yeah, I don't have any in my plans. I have enough space for everything. What I'm gonna put in them? I don't know. You guys have an idea? Give me an idea of something else that I can plant. Nothing big because I'm not into putting my pepper plants in there. My pepper plants have their own little bed over there, which by the way, I finally harvested all of my peppers. 95% of my peppers. I made some hot sauce thanks to Kim's Cozy Corner. She inspired me to go ahead and get the hot sauce made. So I got my hot sauce made and jarred. So that's another thing. And I don't want to put big plants in my green stalk. I want something that's going to be reasonably sized. Like my plans for these 2 green stalks over the spring and summer will be green beans. Nothing but green beans. And I have space out in my garden bed, out of my main garden, to put pretty much everything else I'm going to plant. My potatoes have their own little bed over there. My okra, hubby changed his mind about where he wants me to plant the okra. So the okra is going to go back where it was last year. And my white potatoes will go over there where the okra is. Beans, I'm going to put 2 arches in what used to be my melon beds. I'm going to put 2 arches in there to grow my beans on. And yeah, I have an herb bed. I mean, give me an idea, y'all. Give me an idea of what I can plant in these new green stalks that are in my mind to buy, that I don't have a clue what I'm going to plant in them. I don't want to buy them and just have them stocked up in the shed, where I do have a green stalk in the shed right now. Yeah, but I'm putting strawberries in there, so that it has a plan, it has a purpose. I just haven't bought any strawberry crowns yet, so those might go in the early spring. I'll probably order them then and put the strawberries in there. But these 2 green stalks that I'm going to buy right here, what? Give me an idea. Something different. I could. Give me an idea. I have plans. I have an abundance of space, which I can't even say that I've always had. These green stalks freed up a lot of space for me to put my kale in and my cabbage. My kale and my collards in, and yeah. So give me an idea, y'all. Come on, friends. Give me an idea of something that I can put in this garden in some green stalks, so I can justify the purchase of said green stalks to hubby. He'll probably be like, just buy them because you know you want them. But I would like to be able to say, hey, I want to put this in the green stalks. Yeah. I could make it a permanent chard green stalk because I do like chard. And right now I have some in this bed right here. But in the fall, in the spring, summer, I'm sorry, this is going to go over to, this is going to be cucumbers. So I want to put an arch in this bed and grow cucumbers in here. And the same with this bed is going to be cucumbers. But I could use, see, and look at these allium bugs. That's probably why this onion, sorry, that caught my eye. But that's probably another reason why these onions didn't do well. Darn allium bugs. Ugh. Anyhow, back to what I was saying. I want to put another arch right here. And it won't be tall arches, short arches, so that I can, or maybe even A-frames that I can put my cucumbers in to grow. I'm going to put my eggplants over there. That's going to be my onion bed. I'm going to keep planting rounds of onions in that. Herbs. I have no idea what I'm going to put in that bed right there. I'm going to put my root vegetables over in my Vigo bed. I'm going to put some my determinate tomatoes in that bed, and then I'll have my other tomatoes in those beds over there. Come on, guys. What to do, what to do. Well, you all have a lovely day. I am done for today, well, for this morning out in the garden. Depending on how dark it is when I get home, I might come back out here and spread some more straw if I don't get it all done before I go to work. But yeah, you all have a lovely, lovely, wonderfully blessed day. Enjoy yourselves. Don't let anybody, take you to places that you don't want to go and don't need to go. You all have a fantastic day. Bye now. See you next time on Charlie's Garden.